Welcome to my channel. My name is Yemi Fadipe, and on this channel I help the Black community reset their relationship with food, live healthy, lose weight and keep it up. I'm so happy that you stopped by. I'm sure you can guess what we're talking about today, right? Even if you missed the topic, my outfit tells you what we're talking about today. We're talking about exercises. You think I love exercises, won't you? My goodness. You know what? I just wanted to share with you my favorite exercise routines, just in case it encourages anybody out there who's having trouble getting started with activity and getting more exercises into their routine. Don't even think that all of this clothes that I put on is not because I was just exercising. This is just for the video. Exercise is not my favorite thing. It's one of those things that I do because I know that I need to do it. A few years back, before I went on my weight loss journey, my dear husband will wake up in the morning. When I do the school runs for the kids, drop the kids in the morning and I go to work, and daddy does the afternoon runs. We sort of pick it between ourselves. And on this day, I dropped the kids in school and I was driving back. In the morning going to work, I was already envisioning in the evening the food I would come and eat. And in my head, I was picturing yam and Nigerian egg. And as I was driving, this picture was becoming real and real and real in my imagination. I couldn't get it off my mind. And while I was thinking of yam and egg, for some reason I looked out of my window and guess who I saw? Doing brisk walking, exercising. It was my dear husband. Yeah. So that was the kind of person I used to be when exercise was concerned. When people were exercising, I was busy thinking about the next meal. In fact, when I got back that day, I thought I was challenged. So I told my husband, me too, I want to get on with it. I want to do the work. I wrote something about it in my book. That first walk that I walked, 1 mile, I wore a brand new trainer. And I made my husband promise that I will come back to this yam and Nigerian egg that I've been envisioning. Can you imagine? 1 mile walk, by the time I came back, the amount of food I came back to, I would have been better off staying in bed and just doing my leg like this without even leaving the house. So exercise is not easy. It's not easy for most of us. Let's just be honest. But only few people will say that exercise is really their thing. They love it. The majority of us is what we have to learn and get into, find a way to get into. So I want to just share with you how I finally started to get into physical activity and exercise. Now I've continued to imbibe that habit and I've been able to maintain it and sustain that lifestyle of being active. So the first thing for me was that I decided that I was only going to do stuff that I enjoyed because I didn't want to exercise in the first place. So if I'm going to do it, it has to be something that I enjoyed. So my best exercise routine, which I went for straight away during my weight loss journey, was skipping, jumping ropes. And that's because right from primary school, I loved skipping. I don't know why I love it. In fact, at the time, I think it's because as much as I love to do skipping, and I did it at home, when we got to school, I never got picked to be the one to represent our house. Maybe I wasn't that good at it, but I loved it. When I started my weight loss journey, I decided that was the exercise I was going to pick. So I bought my skipping rope and I started skipping every day. What I love about skipping is it's high intensity, although it's a short period of time, 10 to 20 minutes, but it's high intensity and every part of your body is moving and feeling it. In fact, the first time I did it, I could barely do 50. By the following week, I could do 100, 150, and I just started stepping it up until I could do 500. And when I was losing weight actively, I was doing 500 skips every morning because I enjoyed it. So it wasn't a case of force. And it meant that I didn't have to go to the gym. I didn't have to go elsewhere to do it. I could just get out into my garden and do my skipping. My number 2 exercise, which I never believed would ever become something I would like, is walking. After that yam and egg episode, don't even think I continued. I stopped. So when I drop the kids in the morning and I'm driving, instead of imagining yam and egg, I would look out for my husband and give him a wave and I would drive off. But I would never join in that walk. But when COVID hit and we were locked down and not allowed to go anywhere, not going to work, walking became an opportunity to get out of the house, get some fresh air, get some sunshine, at least see people. I was walking mainly for my mental health during the lockdown. But then I went ahead to research more about it and I noticed that there were a lot of other benefits. Of course, it helped with your weight loss. I must say that I lose more weight on the weeks that I skip, or I burn more calories when I skip than when I walk. But what I tend to do with walk now is brisk walking. I do about 5 kilometers every morning if I'm not going to work. So I switch between skipping and walking. Days that I'm working from home, I go walking. Days that I need to go to work and I need to leave early to catch the train, I do skipping. And the good thing about walking for me is, like I said earlier, fresh air, get to see people. It's bonding time for me and my husband. And health-wise, it improves your heart health. It tones your leg muscles. It reduces aches and pain. So it's a very good exercise as well. It's not just strolling. It's not that walking that you're taking one leg after the other. It's brisk walking. The third exercise, I don't want to call it a favorite exercise because I'm only just learning. Okay, so I'm not going to even exaggerate this one. It's one of those things on my bucket list. I've wanted to learn swimming for a long time, but thankfully I've managed to get myself a place in my local swimming classes, and I've been learning swimming for some months now, and I am enjoying it, mainly because days I go for my swimming lessons are the days I sleep the best in the week. My muscles are just relaxed. Mostly that you know, of course you work your muscles when you're under the water, but when I get back home those nights, I sleep better than any other nights in the week. So that is why it's one of my favorite exercises now, not because I'm a pro yet, but because of the the benefit that I'm already seeing anytime I go out to swim. And my last and my favorite exercise at the moment is treadmilling. And the reason why I like treadmilling is it's fake running, isn't it? You're not really you're running, but you're not running. That's one thing I like about it. And it's something I can do in my home. So when it's cold outside, especially in the winter, when you don't even want to go out at all, or it's not even safe to go on the snow or whatever it is, I just get my treadmill out in the living room and set it, and I do my running or my brisk walking on my treadmill. So I think with treadmilling, in addition to the fact that of course you're moving your body, you're moving your muscles, you're burning calories, it's just the convenience of it and being able to do it anywhere that makes me like that. So with you, if you want to choose exercise, basically what I would say is choose what you enjoy. One, choose what you can start immediately. All these things that you will say, oh, I want to choose something that requires a equipment of £3,000 or $2,000. Okay, I'll do it 6 months time. It's just an excuse to procrastinate. There are things that you can start straight away. You know, there are a lot of apps that you can also use. There is this app online that is called Couch to 5K. For those of you who are interested in running, it's a 9 weeks program. You get the app, and you have this podcast going on in your earphone telling you when to run, when to stop, and they start to build that strength over a period of 9 weeks, and by the end of 9 weeks you will be able to run 5K, which is a very brilliant idea. There's also, for those of you that are into games, there's also the Wii Fit. Wii Fit is nice because it has a lot of activity, so it's like a game sizing. It's like a blend of game and exercising, but then it's full of physical activities, balance, and different things that you can do to actually get fit and physically active within the comfort of your home. So basically, it's about getting what you enjoy, getting what you can fit around your lifestyle or your routine and your schedule, and something that you can start immediately. It could be Afrobeat, dancing, it could be anything that gets your body moving. But the key is start small, start now, start with what you enjoy, and start with something that you can fit around your lifestyle. Start with baby steps and build it up gradually. When you try to do too much at the beginning and you can't, it's a key to discouraging yourself from moving. And you know what? Exercise doesn't have to be extreme. It doesn't have to be extreme. You don't have to go, it doesn't have to be extreme. To stay healthy, to keep healthy, unless you are really doing it to build muscle or to do a competition, all that is required for an adult to maintain a good health and moderate physical activity is 150 minutes of exercise in a week. That comes to just over 20 minutes per day or 30 minutes per weekday if you're only doing this on weekdays. So it's not a lot that you need if you can just take those tips of starting small, starting now, starting with what you enjoy, and doing what you can fit around your lifestyle. So tell me in the comments, what are your favorite exercise routines? How do you go about it? And if you found this useful, let me know. And if there's anything else you want to talk about, of course, drop a comment. I love to hear from you. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And until the next video, keep moving.